Good morning everyone, class 11th entrepreneurship students. Today the topic of the day is entrepreneurship myths. Okay, myths of entrepreneurship. Okay, misconceptions you can say. That means people believe with or treat entrepreneurship with many misunderstandings. Okay, they are having myths in their mind. So, according to Kawasaki, okay, many entrepreneurs believe a set of myths about entrepreneurship. Okay, so identified there are seven identified myths which entrepreneurs used to think before taking a startup. Okay, so we will discuss all these 7 points one by one. The first is that starting a business is very easy. Okay, one is starting a business is easy. Okay, so if we talk about this particular myth, okay, what the first thing comes in our mind that people work without a proper plan. Okay, and because of which they used to face the failures. Okay, that is why people are having this opinion that starting a business is very easy. Okay, and without planning it can be done. Okay, actually starting a business is not that easy. Okay, most people who begin the process of starting a company or a business fail to get one up and running. Okay, they never used to get that motivating factor and start running. Okay, 7 years after beginning the process of starting a business, only 1/3 of entrepreneurs have a new company with positive cash flow greater than the salary and expenses of the owners for more than 3 consecutive months. This is what the studies used to say. Okay, that means 7 years after starting the business, only 1/3 of the entrepreneurs used to have their own new company. That new company with positive, that means increasing cash flow. Okay, and that is greater than the salary and expenses of the owners. Okay, in one by one after one, 3 consecutive months. But small entrepreneurships are comparatively easy to start. Okay, in comparison to big companies. So what I want to say that starting a business is not an easy task. Okay, but small entrepreneurship is comparatively easy to start. Okay, think for big but not in a hurry. Okay, so starting a business is easy is a myth. Okay, then it takes a lot of money to finance a new business. People used to think that it takes a lot of money to start a business. Okay, that means this money is needed for financing or investment purpose. Okay, but actually again is a myth that it takes a lot of money to finance a new business. The typical startup, what the studies say, a typical startup only requires about 1 to 1,50,000 rupees to get started going. Okay, the successful enterprise or entrepreneurs who don't believe this myth design their businesses to work with little cash. Okay, they rent instead of buying. Okay, that means they find alternatives of finance. Okay, this is also called factorizing or factoring. So what they used to do, I am giving you some examples. They rent instead of buying. Okay, instead of buying a machinery or a building for a factory, okay, or a big transport vehicle, they don't go for buying it, they rather go for renting it. Okay, they take it on rent and they turn fixed cost into variable cost. Okay, let me tell you, TC is total cost. It is the combination of two costs, fixed cost and variable cost. Fixed cost and variable cost. Okay, so whatsoever is the cost coming in making of that product is the combination of some fixed cost and some variable cost. Fixed cost is fixed all the time, equal all the time, whether you are producing 0 units, okay, or n numbers, like the rent of a building. Whether you are doing business over there or you are just taken it, okay, and left for nothing. Okay, so that cost will appear. Okay, so that is fixed cost. Variable cost variate from number of units produced. If you produce more, that will be more. Okay, if you are not producing anything, that will be 0. So what they used to do, they used to convert the rent or the fixed cost into variable cost. Okay, so by paying people commissions instead of salary, okay, can be one type of converted fixed cost into variable cost. Okay, like Infosys, I have given you this example earlier also. Infosys by Narayan Murthy was started with only rupees 10,000, and that 10,000 was also not of him. That 10,000 was a kind of loan from his wife Sudha Murthy. I have told you. Okay, so this is what is about. It takes a lot of money to start a business. No, okay, it is just a myth. The reality is that typical startup only requires about 1,50,000. Okay, we are having the examples of Narayan Murthy type people, Infosys type of organizations, which just started with rupees 10,000 in those times. Okay, right? Third and very important thing as a myth is that startups can't be financed with debt. Okay, that startups can't be financed with debt. Okay, that means people believe that own money should be required. Okay, we require own money to start a business. Nobody is going to lend us in the beginning. Okay, which is again a myth. Okay, why? Because debt is more common than equity. Equity means own fund. Okay, if you see the realities of nowadays businesses also, you will see that people or businesses used to run their businesses Okay, businessmen used to run their businesses on debt more than their own investment. Okay, purchase less on cash, more on credit is the example. So debt is more common than equity. A lot of entrepreneurs use debt rather than equity to fund their businesses. Okay, so whatsoever the business is, okay, however the you can say the composition, the proposition of debt and equity will have to be seen very carefully, checked very carefully, worked upon before taking some loan. Okay, that should not go beyond a particular limit, because credit taking capacity is one thing. Okay, we will have to consider this credit taking capacity of each and every one. There are a lot many organizations involved in facilitating this credit rating, in terms if you want to start up and you want to take some loan, right? So what we have learned in this, that debt is more common than equity. Okay, lot of entrepreneurs use debt rather than going towards equity, okay, for funding their businesses or companies. Okay, what the caution we have to take care about, that the composition, the proposition, the combination of debt and equity will have to be worked upon, right? So these are the three things. Okay, now the fourth thing is related with this debt only, loan only. Okay, that banks don't lend money to startups. Okay, banks do not lend money to startups. Okay, that means new players in the business, okay, new businessmen coming, upcoming businessmen, startups, entrepreneurs will not get their banks, or the banks will not finance them. Okay, this is another myth. Banks and various government schemes are there, okay, made by the Indian government, okay, have been implemented with the idea of providing finance to budding or upcoming entrepreneurs. Okay, there are lot many in this government also. Present scenario, entrepreneurs or startups used to be backed up by many government schemes. Okay, so banks and various government schemes are there to motivate, okay, or to fund the idea of providing finance to budding or upcoming entrepreneurs. Okay, so again this is a kind of myth, right? Fifth and very important, that most entrepreneurs start businesses in alternative industries. Okay, most entrepreneurs start businesses in okay, that means it is a kind of myth which says that most of the entrepreneurs start businesses in some those industries which are not yet touched. Okay, that means different type of industries than the routine or usual. Okay, but in entrepreneurship, from the beginning of this subject or these sessions, we focused, we emphasized, I especially emphasized you towards the basic criteria of entrepreneurship is innovation, creativity. That innovation, that creativity can be in routine type of activities also. Okay, so most entrepreneurs head right for different industries for startups. The correlation between the number of entrepreneurs starting businesses in an industry and number of companies failing in industry is 0.77%. Okay, what the studies say. That means that most entrepreneurs are picking industries in which they are most likely to fail. That is why this type of myth is coming. Okay, because they are choosing those industries which are not having future. Okay, let us take the example of Hathi Chhap. Okay, Hathi Chhap is a brand which promotes paper making, cardboard making industry from elephant dung. Okay, the entrepreneur behind is Mahima Mehra. Okay, so Mahima Mehra started Hathi Chhap. It was totally a new venture where different raw material were tried to make handmade paper. Okay, so after researching a lot, they found that elephant dung had more fiber content, which made it easy to make handmade paper. Okay, so they try same she tried same industry, handmade paper. Okay, a routine type of business, but what she innovated or created, she innovated a new raw material, source of raw material. Okay, so she used cow dung, elephant dung instead of using wood pulp or straws. Okay, so elephant dung had more fiber content, which made it easy to make handmade paper. So that means there is no any relation between innovation and routine type of business. Okay, routine type of business can also be done with new things, innovation. So entrepreneurship doesn't allow this myth to enter, that most entrepreneurs start business in alternative or attractive industries. Okay, I should write attractive. Okay, attractive industry. Okay, right? Then we'll discuss the sixth point, very important, that the growth of a startup depends more on entrepreneur's talent than on business he chooses. Okay, that means talent is more important than the choice of business. This is what is the myth. The growth of a startup depends more on an entrepreneur's talent than on business he chooses. Okay, the growth of a startup depends more on talent than the business he or she chooses. Okay, so this is what is the myth. but the story, the reality is somewhat different. Okay, this is not true, as the industry that an entrepreneur chooses to work has a huge effect on the odds that will grow. Okay, for example, various dot-com companies are coming like mushrooms all over the world during Y2K problems in 2000, year 2000. Y2K was a type of virus or a type of virus infected software program. Okay. So even then, the people have not left that industry. Okay. That means talent is at one place. Okay. Dealing with situation is a different thing. Okay. If you try something new, okay, or a routine in an innovative manner, okay, it is but obvious that some conditions, some obstacles will come. Okay. That doesn't mean that you leave that particular industry or you leave that particular. This is not entrepreneurship. If you are leaving before getting success, keep on trying till the success of your idea or your venture. Okay, we are having lot many examples. We are discussing it since beginning of this session. Okay, Mitti Cool, Infosys, Nirma washing powder. Okay, many we have discussed. So there are stories behind lot many entrepreneurs, right? Now the last point, as a myth which we have to discuss today, that most enterprises are successful financially. Okay, most enterprises what does it mean? Again, it is a kind of wealth. Okay, this is also another myth. Entrepreneurship creates a lot of wealth, but it is very unevenly distributed. Typical profit of an owner managed business is 2,40,000 per year. Only the top 10 percentage of entrepreneurs earn more money than employees. Okay, and a typical entrepreneur earns less money than he or she otherwise would have earned working for someone else. Okay, that means if you are an entrepreneur or if you are thinking to become an entrepreneur, that doesn't mean you will be a wealthy person after the success of the enterprise. It takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of efforts to become rich or wealthy. Okay, at times it is seen that entrepreneurs earn less than their own employees. Okay, because employees used to get a fixed type of salary, but entrepreneurs used to get profit. They need satisfaction. Okay, and that satisfaction only comes when they are on the top of that particular field. And to become topper of a particular field, it is a very time taking task. Okay, so entrepreneurship creates a lot of wealth. Okay, we agree, but it is very unevenly distributed. Okay, it is not distributed commonly or equally among all the entrepreneurs, that every entrepreneur will become a rich person. No, it takes time as per the industry venture you have chosen. Okay, as per the efforts you are putting in, as per the direction you are moving on. Okay, so the typical profit of an entrepreneur or of owner managed business is 2,40,000 per year. Suppose only the top 10% of entrepreneurs earn more money than their employees. Okay, in the beginning years, in the struggling year. and typical entrepreneurs earn less than the otherwise have earned working for someone else. If you are working for someone else, you can earn more. Okay, and for money or for becoming wealthy, if you want to be an entrepreneur, that is not your area. Then entrepreneurship doesn't support this thing, that you will become wealthy in some of the time or after a period of time. No, entrepreneurships mean doing something good for the society, for the people. Okay, in the next few topics or chapters of this year, okay, class 11th, you will come to know that there are social entrepreneurs also, who are just innovating ideas, doing something for the welfare of the society. They are not expecting any money. Okay, we are having the example of Shulabh Shauchalaya in our country. Okay, it is also a dream project of an entrepreneur. Okay, then government adopted that project, right? So that is also one thing. They are not earning anything in the beginning years. They were struggling. Now they are, you can consider as successful businessmen. Okay, you can say successful businessmen, but never compare entrepreneurship or a business with, in terms of money especially. Entrepreneurship's wealth is satisfaction, own satisfaction, entrepreneur's satisfaction. Okay, so most entrepreneurs are successful financially. That is again a myth, right? So these are the 7 myths we discussed today. I hope you understood. You came out from the myths which you were also facing or having in your mind regarding this entrepreneurship. Okay, these are 7 we have discussed. According to the NCERT, we have discussed points with examples. I hope you understood the whole concept behind myths of entrepreneurship. Okay, then in the next session we will discuss the advantages and disadvantages of entrepreneurship. Right? Till then, thank you. Goodbye. Take care. Keep learning. Keep revising. Be safe at your home. Right? Thank you.